you're crazy right now. We're going to win this game. That's good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I'm crazy, Coach. That's what we're doing? I'm crazy? Coach, all I was asking you was there any concern about the possibility of going 0-2, especially a division 0-2? I'm not mad at your response. I kind of liked it. It's confidence. Show confidence in your team. Man, we're not even thinking about losing the game. We're going to win. Cool if y'all was going to go out there and perform that way. Didn't really happen. Didn't really show up. 52-21, and now we 0-2 in the division, the worst possible way to start off the season. But I ain't mad at you, Coach. I ain't sensitive like that. I'm not petty. It's not why I'm doing this video right now, is it? Either way, y'all got to find a way to get on the winning side of things. 0-2 to start the season in the division, no good, especially going up to Detroit and getting embarrassed the way the Bears did. I ain't crazy, Coach. Honeymoon period must be over. I remember when the season started, back in, spring, summer. Everybody, myself included, was so happy with Coach. He was refreshing, honest, transparent. It's different from what you usually get from coaches. Usually it's all that coach speak. He was different. He was honest, willing to critique himself, the players. I always wondered, how long would that honeymoon period last? What would it be when the Bears maybe lost 2 games in a row? I hope we don't lose you, Coach. Hope you stay the same. Be you, as always, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Herb Howard Show. I am Herb Howard. Got to get into this Bears game, unfortunately. I know you guys watched it. I know you guys were dejected by it. And everybody's wondering if the season is over already before it even starts. Bad news keeps rolling in. All-pro cornerback Jalen Johnson re-injured his groin. Apparently not quite the same injury, maybe on the other side. Either way, talks are he may be done for the season. That is a huge, huge blow to a team that plays a lot of man coverage. They went up to Detroit, played a lot of man coverage, and one of my biggest concerns about Coach Dennis Allen's defense was how those corners would hold up in man-to-man coverage versus the crossing routes, those deep overs, those digs, the drags. It's tough to cover a guy running across the field 40, 50 yards man-to-man. Time and time again throughout the summer, I asked the guys about that. Asked the players, asked the coaches, were they confident in their ability to play man coverage against those over routes? They said they were. Detroit Lions took advantage of that on Sunday. P, roll it.
The pass rush with the back end. Like, it's one thing for you to be a great cover 2 corner and be physical in that 15 to 20 yard zone. But when you talk about man and covering guys 40, 50 yards across on a drag or deep, that's a different situation. How confident are you in your ability to do that, and how much of a test do you think it will with Tyreek and Jalen coming in here later this week?
My confidence through the roof. Like, I don't think nothing could chip away at it because it's me. At the end of the day, if I did something wrong and got beat, that's me. I did something wrong. You ain't better than me. So I feel like my confidence is definitely through the roof. And as far as the other thing with the D-line, we got to be married. The D-line depending on us to make sure that quarterback hold that ball for that split second so he can get a sack. And then it's on other downs where I might not be in good coverage, and that's where they come in at with the stunts and everything that they do. But it's just gonna be a great time with if me and Jalen out there or whoever's out there competing for this job, just to be out there and cover these Pro Bowl receivers.
Goff with time on first down. It's complete. Amon-Ra St. Brown brought down inside the Bears 30.
Do y'all feel like it's added emphasis on y'all to be more physical coming across the middle, considering the corners play so much man in this defense and they got to deal with those drag routes?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we know with as much man that we play, we're going to get overs and digs. Well, especially today. I mean, that's kind of Miami's MO. A lot of motions. The guys are moving every single play, but they're going to be running crossing routes, digs. It's kind of like the same offense, the Shanahan, San Francisco 49ers. But just talking about as safeties, we just believe fully that we own the middle.
Needed only 5 plays on their opening possession. They went 60 yards for a TD. Goff was looking deep, and then he connects with St. Brown for Lions first down. Gain of 6.
Coach, when you play so much man, you can leave susceptible to some of those drag routes. I'm not saying that the LBs or the safeties coming down need to be headhunter or anything like that, but is there a need to send a message to those receivers as they drag across the middle so frequently to say, hey, that's not going to be free. Like, you're going to pay a toll coming through here.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's defensive football, and we have to control the middle of the field. So inside the numbers, we have to look at it as that's our territory. And however that plays out, that's what we got to be able to do.
80 was it? From the 33, fake to Montgomery. Goff over the middle, St. Brown. Inside the 5, stays on his feet, and is finally marked down at the 1.
How important is it that y'all marry
area spaces, they like to get their hands on the receivers and control them. But once those smaller, faster receivers get out in space, it's going to be tough for Tyreek, even for Jalen, and now Nashawn Wright, or whomever's going to step up into that next spot to carry these receivers all the way across the field. Those crossing routes concerned me throughout the summer. That's why I asked those questions to several players and coaches throughout the summer. There's always a method to my madness. I'm not just repeating the questions just to do it. Trying to figure out how they're going to actually deal with these issues. Now, I'm not just putting this on the DBs, not just putting this on Coach Allen and saying it's a bad system. It's not a bad system. He's had a ton of success with it. But what you must have if you're going to play that much man coverage is a consistent pass rush. You know what the Bears don't have? Any pass rush. 0 times did they sack Jared Goff on Sunday. Rarely did they pressure him, hit him, or affect him. When they did, he was already getting the ball off, and they still were able to get some big plays out of that. The Bears have to be able to marry their pass rush with their coverage. They're going to play so much man, they're going to depend on the pass rush to force the ball to come out quickly. Jared Goff was chilling in the pocket last week on Sunday. Chilling. Making coffee, making sandwiches, got his feet kicked up on their furniture, waiting for Amon-Ra St. Brown to drag 50 yards across the field, hit him, he off and running. That will be something you see over and over and over again until either the Bears get a pass rush or they stop playing man coverage. I know DA does not want to stop playing man coverage, so they better find a way to get a consistent pass rush. That was the biggest problem that they had on Sunday, their inability to affect the quarterback. Jared Goff can be deadly if you are not getting him off the spot, not putting people in his face, not making him move around. He's not very athletic, but he's very cerebral. He's very accurate. He gets that much time, he is going to shred you up. That's what he did to the Bears on Sunday to the tune of 7 touchdowns, 52 points. How you let them hang half 100 on you? It's insane. 52-21. The Bears could have doubled their score from 21 to 42, and they still would have lost by double digits. Absolutely embarrassing. I don't know if they studied this tape. I don't know if they just flushed the tape and move on. But they got the Dallas Cowboys coming in here on Sunday, afternoon game, nationally televised game. The Cowboys just put up a bunch of points out in New York on the Giants. Now the Cowboys defense is sus, so maybe the Bears can go point for point with them. But that Bears defense, they really need to get themselves together. To the game itself, comes out early. Detroit Lions go straight down the field, a short field, because Cairo, who is usually dependable as a kicker, he is really tweaking right now. Comes out, opens up the game, kicks the ball out of bounds. They get the ball at the 40-yard line, short field. They go straight down the field, unimpeded, minimal, no resistance from the defense. Detroit goes up 7-0. The stadium, Ford Field, is rocking over loud. Like, deafening noise in that stadium was cracking at that time when the Bears came out on the field. I was very, very worried about them because they go 3 and out, the stadium is going to explode. They was going to yell the roof off that thing and then probably go down and score again, and it was going to be over before it even started. Fortunately, though, and surprisingly maybe, the Bears went down and scored a touchdown on their opening drive, dealt with the noise, converted 2 third downs, including the 28-yard touchdown to Rome Odunze, who had himself a great game. Shout out to Rome. 7 catches, $128, 2 touchdowns. Didn't matter, but he did that. But the Bears got the touchdown that they needed, kind of calmed the crowd down, got things back, reset for a minute, but only for a minute. Only for a minute. This thing was over by halftime, 28-14 at the half. The Bears had an opportunity to go 2 for 1, score at the end of the half, get the ball back after the half. Didn't really work out that way. Detroit went down and got a touchdown. A controversial call from the refs, allowing the Detroit Lions to get 6 seconds back on the clock to go out there and presumably kick a field goal. Of course, Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions, is a different kind of dude. He said, fuck the field goal. I'm going to get the touchdown because I can. And that's what they did. Threw it to Amon-Ra St. Brown for a touchdown. I think he had 3 of those on the afternoon. After that, it was pretty much over with. The Bears were not able to get back into the game at all in the second half. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. All you would see is number 0, Jahmyr Gibbs, number 1, Jamison Williams, number 14, Amon-Ra St. Brown, running up and down the field on the Bears. They got smacked. It was very, very bad. That was the Bears Sunday. They 0-2. 0-2 in the division, Coach. It's crazy. Got to take a break. When we come back, Gino's going to check in, give me a sawbuck, spend 10 minutes with me, chop it up about some of the things he saw in the game. Later on, we'll go around the league, check on some of these other games. We'll get back with you. This is the Herb Howard Show. Appreciate you.
Look, welcome to Plants on the Gridiron. It's Chicago's first and only plant-based tailgate.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like. Bigger world, baby.
And here's what we love. It is Chicago's most unique event. We combine health, we combine sports, love of football, and you gotta bear down. Chicago Bears, baby.
The community coming together and just enjoying some really good plant-based food. There's people here that are meat eaters, there's people here that are fully plant-based, and we can come together as a community and just really have an impactful event.
Because we are Chicago homegrown. Come late, the food gonna be gone.
Yeah, man. What you thought about the man saying I was crazy, bro?
You so crazy.
You so crazy. Welcome back to the Herb Howard Show. I am Herb Howard. Thank y'all so very much for being here. Please, if you're going to be here, hit the like button, subscribe, share. Set that little alert so you get notifications every time that the page goes live or drops new content. It's your first time? Welcome. Truly, truly appreciate you being here. Go and hop into a little segment like they call Give Me a Sawbuck. You get 10 minutes of your time. Gino, back by popular demand, we might have to start calling this the Eugene McIntosh Show, at least the Eugene McIntosh segment. Appreciate you, brother. What's the word?
Am I there? Am I there? Because I told you guys last week. Is 0-2 a death sentence? Precisely.
You're crazy.
The funniest thing, man, about all of this is on our ride down to the D, we said, we know y'all about to get smoked.
Smokery. Can you stay in the game?
Just don't embarrass us.
Don't do it.
In the words of the late, great Chad Butler, known to most of y'all as Pimp C, you embarrassing us.
You embarrassing us, man.
Bro, they got ran up out the jam, Joe. Do you get a 50-piece stacked on your dome on the road?
After the game, we going around stores, grabbing food or whatever we need to get done.
Oh, man.
Mom's like, y'all from Chicago? Ha! Hold on, Joe. Don't laugh in our face like that. But that was the sentiment. It was embarrassing.
Brother, the best part about this segment today is it doesn't involve Caleb Williams.
No, it does not. Vastly improved performance from Caleb. I think the offense, performed pretty well throughout the game when they had opportunities to. I was very impressed with their opening drive, the way they were able to respond, because that thing could have been blown off the doors like right off the bat. They responded immediately with their opening drive, got that touchdown that they needed to calm that. Because how loud? Was it crazy loud in there?
Yeah, at one point you thought the noise was fake. You thought it was AI noise coming through the building.
I still think they might be pumping some noise in there, but not on that opening drive. That was natural noise. It was just other points throughout the game where it's like so loud in there. I'm looking around the crowd and like, I'm not seeing anybody standing up, clapping. I'm not seeing this noise that I'm hearing. So I'm like, they pumping a little noise in here, which is not legal and they shouldn't be doing. But they created their own noise organically early in that game, and that's when we was like trying to yell, sitting right next to each other. So it got pretty loud in there. I was very, very impressed by Caleb and the way he had poise and was able to move them down the field on that opening drive, get them in scoring range, get a touchdown that they absolutely had to have before they got blew out of the stadium from jump. And so, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good game from Caleb Williams. I thought he continued to progress. And I really like what they're doing in their first 15. For the second game in a row, the Bears have scored a touchdown on their opening drive. That is improvement, right? You think back to last year, the Bears were absolutely terrible, not only on their first drive, but in the entire first quarter, they had a very, very tough time scoring points. So the fact that they're now scoring on the first drive, it tells me, one, they're scripting their first 15 plays. That was a huge story last year where it's like, oh, Shane Waldron isn't scripting the first 15. Scripting the first 15 plays is a standard thing done around the NFL by all coaches. You script the first 15 plays. You kind of have an idea for what you want to do. You rep those particular plays continuously throughout practice during the week. The guys are comfortable with those plays. They're familiar with those plays. And they're able to come out and execute those plays even on the road in a hostile environment. So I really love what they're doing to start the games. But then they kind of fall off. They're unable to maintain that level of play. And I don't know what that's about. I asked Coach about that in his press conference yesterday, and he said he's got to work through and try to find the answers to how they can remain consistent for 4 quarters, because offensively or defensively, they've yet to play a full 4-quarter football game.
20 penalties for 177 yards in the first 2 games.
Is that bad?
I think it's trash.
It's not good. It's not good, man.
When offensively, we saw a 2nd and 33, a 3rd and 32. And a 3rd and 34. When was the last? Do we have some stats for that?
No. We are going to get into some stats from Suge. Shout out to our official statistician, Suge, for coming through with some stuff. But I don't know when the last time a team has found themselves in 2 separate situations with down and distance of 30-plus to go. Like, that's wild. If you knew the football, you start off at 1st and 10. Getting to 2nd and 32, 2nd and 33, 3rd and 32, and then a completely different drive. Not even the same situation. They had another situation where they got themselves into a 30-plus distance to go. Like, how are you doing that? Like, can we go that way? Go that way.
Just a lack of discipline, man. And, I mean, enough about the offense. 52 points getting stacked on your dome.
That's it.
We need to talk about this non-impactful defensive front just to start. Let's talk about the non-impactful defensive front. What's up with Montez Sweat, man? Where are the playmakers, man?
That's where it's got to be. I mean, the Bears invested a lot of money in this defensive line. You got Montez making $100 million. You signed Dio Odengo to come over here from Indianapolis, get him $48 million.
Right.
You bring in the vet, Grady Jarrett, get him some dough. Like, where these investments aren't paying off. You extended Andrew Billings. These investments are not paying off right now. You're expecting a big year from Javon Dexter. He should be expecting a big year from himself.
This is an important season, right?
This is his 3rd year. Right. He still will be on the contract for a 4th year, but what he should be trying to do is get to the negotiating table this year.
Right.
And so, you're just not seeing the impact from those guys. And you cannot be successful as a defense if you do not win the line of scrimmage. They can't stop the run, and they can't apply pressure to the quarterback. You can't win. That's how you get half 100 hung on you. You can't stop the run, and you can't rush the passer. Why are we here, bro? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Is Ryan Poles tweaking?
Whew, listen, I supported Ryan Poles.
I'll support all the brothers.
No, it ain't about him being a brother. I think that he's done a pretty good job of turning over this roster. He inherited a very old roster that was upside down in terms of the money and salary cap. He got them into a position where they have a young roster and salary cap space. That takes some doing. That being said, not a lot of his draft picks have hit the way you would want your draft picks to hit. don't even get started on this particular draft.
Thank
We
you.
even got to go back to
Thank you.
this year or that year.
Thank you.
This draft class.
Thank you. Thank you.
You get Colston Loveland, pick number 10, tight end.
Did he make the trip?
I think I saw 84 on the field.
Okay.
Think I saw him out there.
Okay.
Not getting involved. You go to the second round, you get Luther Burden, not getting involved. Touching it on kickoff a couple times, not getting involved in the offense. Ozzie Trapillo, healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch, second round pick. Second round pick supposed to start for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Healthy scratch. Shamar Turner, healthy scratch, second round pick.
Yeah.
So you got top 4 picks all in the first and second round. It's not doing nothing for you. You got Zay Frazier, the cornerback that they drafted. I don't even know what's up with him. He's done for the year for sure. For some off the field things that I won't speculate. I've heard different things, but nothing solid enough that I'm going to report on the Herb Howard show. So it's not looking good, man. You got Kyle Monungai, contributing in a very thin backfield, but it's not looking good. You got Ruben Hippolyte, linebacker, contributing on special teams and, earning some time here and there as a backer. But so far, early returns on this particular class, no bueno.
How detrimental was it with Loveland and Luther Burden missing the offseason activities?
Significant, I would say, for Luther Burden more so than Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland kind of hit the ground running when he came back. He came back, and as soon as he was healthy, he was out there on the field contributing, making plays. Luther Burden kind of took a little bit more time to get acclimated, and get back out on the field, but he took a little bit more time trying to catch up to what he needed to learn. So
back to the offense.
Yeah.
Sorry, offense, had to go here.
Hey, it's plenty to go around.
3rd and 1.
Whew.
Let you talk about it, man.
What I do know is that the Bears invested a lot of money, once again, in their offensive line, the interior specifically. Drew Dalman, top center on the free agent market this year. They bring him in. Joe Tooney, veteran, potential Hall of Famer, bring him in to play left guard. Jonah Jackson, come in to play right guard. The interior of that line should be able to get you 1 yard on 3rd down. They went 2 down territory. They should be able to get you 1 yard. And it didn't happen. I didn't love the play calling. They went back-to-back quarterback sneak. Didn't love that at all. They go back-to-back quarterback sneak when I feel like just line up and run the ball. Line up, run the ball. You got this new offensive line. Use them. They didn't choose to, man. I actually caught up with Drew Dalman in the Bears locker room and just wanted to chop it up with him about, how they were able to start and where do they go from here. I don't really know.
At the Bears post-game locker room with Senator Drew Dalman. Drew, game starts right off the bat. Get a bad special teams play. They get good field position, go down and score. You guys got to come back and answer. It's an extremely hostile environment. It's one of the loudest stadiums I've been in at that particular point. How'd you guys stay calm, stay poised, drive down the field, and kind of take the momentum out the stadium, but also make sure the game didn't get out of hand too early?
Coach the podium shortly. Coach the podium shortly. Sorry about that. It's a credit to the guys that we have and on the whole team, not just offense, to keep their composure and do their job and work and truly take it one play at a time in an environment like that, because you can't get caught up in where's the field position and all those kind of things. So credit to those guys for executing, and obviously we needed to continue that more down the stretch.
Yeah, no, for sure. Coach was talking about, how Ford Field has become one of the best home field advantages, and you guys may have to end up using some, silent counts and all that. Did you have to get to that on that very first drive because the stadium was rocking? And if y'all had gone like 3 and out, I feel like the roof would have popped up.
Yeah, we were definitely prepared in that aspect for the noise with the silent counts, all that stuff. And it's definitely something we need to continue to work on, because it's something that you build skill with over time and learn to jump those cadences better and all those kind of things. So it's something we'll continue to work on, but the coaches did an excellent job preparing us.
Let me ask you this, Drew. You guys get the ball before the half. You guys drive down there. Another really good drive y'all put together. Go down there and score with an opportunity for a 2-for-1 situation, getting the ball coming out of the half. But then they drive down there, controversial play at the end. They get the touchdown. How much wind does that just kind of take out of the sails coming into the locker room as opposed to coming in with the touchdown, looking forward to going out there and getting at least 3 or maybe 7 again?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have been nice to go in without that happening. But it's one of those things where we come into the half, we're motivated, we're ready, we're prepared. We know what we need to fix. So although, yeah, we'd love for that not to happen, but we were still ready and composed and to take the game to the second half. And it's something that we'll work on, be better in those situations.
Last one, how do you alone, bro? How do you flush these first 2 weeks, get back, refocus, and move on with the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, like, kind of similar to that first drive we're talking about, where you can think about, where do we have to be by the end of the season? Or you can think about, okay, tomorrow's Monday, we need to watch the film, we need to get all of our mistakes cleaned up, we need to work on this, we need to work on that, and focus on having the best Monday possible. And I think getting in that routine of just stacking days like that will put us in a better spot next Sunday, in a better spot the Sunday after that. And so I think that's going to be our message, and it's been our approach this whole time, so we'll continue with it.
It's a great analogy, Drew. Thank you, man. Stay healthy.
Thank you.
On that note, man, it's time for me to crack a brew, man. Shout out to Moore's Brewing Company. I can't crack the joint.
Man, this is a fresh pack, man.
Hey,
We keep a fresh pack, man.
Fresh pack. Got to shout out to Moore's Brewing Company.
Shout out to the guys, man. Shout out to the multitude, man.
Indeed, we outside, man. Whoa, tried to get me.
Pause.
Tried to get me. I ain't like you though. I'm straight. Listen, I don't know how the Bears pull themselves out of this hole. All I know is that the schedule's not going to stop, and nobody's going to feel bad for them.
At all.
Dallas Cowboys are going to come in here looking to get a win. The Bears are going to have to protect their home field as best they can. We'll see what that looks like. We'll talk about that game on Friday as we go further along. What I do know is you cannot give up 500 yards, man. They gave up 500 yards to the to the Detroit Lions. You can't do that. You're not going to win like that.
You know what my favorite part of all of that was?
What's that?
The trolling. The celebrations, man.
Hey.
The first celebration was great.
Hey.
Trolling Ben Johnson. I think, was it after the pick or was it after the Swift fumble?
That was after, I think that was after a pick. Yeah, I think that was after the pick.
Okay.
They got the interception, the defense went inside and mocked Ben Johnson's play call that he did last year against the Bears at Soldier Field when he called the stumble bomb, fake fumble play that they turned into a touchdown. They mocked that play, ran it in the end zone after they got the interception. I thought that was hilarious.
Then.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, that was very very disrespectful.
He's a wild man. Like, he scores a touchdown, he go take off sprinting, then he start grabbing his hamstring. Like, what you on, bro? You know the Bears dropping like flies out here. You know, T.J. Edwards dealing with a hamstring. Kyler Gordon not playing with a hamstring. Jalen Johnson just went down with a groin. Like, what you on with us, Joe?
Oh, we on that.
On that.
And they remember that. I think who did they have on the? They had somebody on the podcast. Somebody from the Bears. I can't remember.
They had Rome Odunze on.
It was Rome. It was Rome. They was on that with Rome on the podcast. I know they was so ready to stick it to Ben Johnson. And I'm gonna get out of your hair on this one, but you had the best video of all. The chants. Them chants was them chants was loud.
It was loud, man. We would have loaded the video and showed it to y'all, but it's kind of hard to hear on the video. But whole stadium in there, fuck Ben Johnson. They sticking their fingers up at him, fuck Ben Johnson.
It was wild.
I'm like, damn, what'd he do to you?
Now, he just went to go get some more paper, y'all.
Was he supposed to turn down the head coaching job and stay Dan Campbell's offensive coordinator forever? Like, they offered him a head coaching job. They offered him $13 million. He's supposed to tell his family, I said no so I can keep working for Buddy. Why y'all mad at Ben Johnson? He ain't do nothing wrong but elevating his career.
No, sir.
Not cool.
Dan Campbell said, we need to win this game, and we're going to win this game.
Not only did they win it, quarterback Jared Goff, 23 of 28, 334 yards. 5 of them things. 5 touchdowns.
T's and D's, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, T's and D's.
Come on, man. These statistics from Suge. Shout out to Suge. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 catches, $115. 3 of them things.
4th and whatever.
Rule.
Amon-Ra St. Brown comes running from the sideline right onto the field. Alert, alert.
Hold on. It's 45-14. Okay? It's 45-14 at this point. They get to 4th down. Dan Campbell like, kick the field goal for what?
That's not what we do.
Nah, we finna house this joint. Amon-Ra, I know I told you was done for the day, but tie your shoes back up. Come, run out there. He run out there. You see their best player on the field. The defense supposed to be alert 14, alert 14. That guy is back. He's back out here again.
He's back.
He runs straight across formation, wide open in the quarter of the end zone. 3rd touchdown, a hat trick.
Did he smoke Tyreek Stevenson?
He didn't smoke nobody. He was dolo.
Okay.
He motioned across the formation. They snapped the ball. He went over there. It's just how you don't alert their best player. He just came off the sideline. Like, you come on, man. Come on. It was just a total failure from everybody. Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back, had himself nice chill, 94 yards rushing and a touchdown. He was also catching the ball out the backfield. Caleb Williams, like you said earlier, not a bad day. 207 yards, 2 touchdowns. We shouted out wrong for what he did. But listen, the Bears got to get themselves together on the underlay, like immediately, because this thing is getting out of hand. You're exposing the O-line. You're exposing the D-line. Don't know what that's going to look like, man. Don't know what that's going to look like. I'll tell you what. Let me ask you this, boss. You know, it was a long season last year. Bears lost 10 games in a row. After I came back from London, they didn't win again until the next year, the next calendar year. Are you going to make me do that again? Go through this long season? Or can I just come over there and help you with this Cubs playoff run?
I was going to say, hey, man, Cubs looking like they're going to get that top wild card spot. You always got a seat next to me, brother.
Cool, because we might hang out at Wrigley Field, because Soldier Field, it's getting crazy over there. Shout out to Coach Johnson. Gino, appreciate the soft buck, my brother.
Always.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. When we come back, I'm going to go around the league, check out some of the games I thought were very entertaining, very important over this past weekend. This is the Herb Howard Show. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
This nigga said, can we...
Welcome back inside the big studios. I am Herb Howard. This is the Herb Howard Show. Time for us to go around the league. We check in on a few of these games that I thought were either entertaining or just important for the storyline of the season. Let's first start off in the state of New York. Had Buffalo coming down to the city, facing the Jets. AFC East matchup. Why is that game important? Because my boy was in it. That's why it's important. The Jets going to be on around the league every single week, even if they play somebody that I know are going to blow them out like the Bills. Whooped them 30-10. Justin did not have a good day. He was 3 for 11 before being knocked out of the game. He is now in concussion protocol. The Jets had Tyrod Taylor come in and take over. Didn't make much of a difference. They were outmanned. The Bills came down there and took care of business like a team that has legitimate Super Bowl aspirations should do against a new team that's rebuilding, new quarterback, new coach. But don't worry about it. The Jets will be on this Around the League segment next week. If Justin play, if he's still in concussion protocol, they'll get a week off. Shout out to Justin. Hey, I ain't going to call your name, but Bears beat reporters be on me anytime Justin do anything remotely not great. Herb. I ain't going to call his name because I don't want to put him out there as hating on Shorty after he already gone. But you know who you are. And all y'all that was standing there know who it is. Herb, your boy ain't look too good today. My boy got knocked out the game with a concussion. What he supposed to do about that? He was only 3 of 11, even up to that point. So not a great day for my boy JF1, but it's JF1 for life. Y'all need to worry about what's going on in Chicago with the quarterback, okay? Much improved, but still a long way to go. Head down to Jacksonville. The Bengals played the Jaguars. Final score 31-27 for the Bengals. Good start for the Bengals. I think they're 2-0 now. Getting off to a good start. The Bengals usually start slow. Then they get hot at the end of the season and try to make themselves into the playoffs, which is what they tried to do last year. It didn't work out in the last game of the season. But worse than the win doesn't even matter. Star quarterback Joe Burrow, Mr. All-World himself, exited the game with a severe toe injury that is requiring surgery and will sideline him for at least 3 months. Let me tell you something right now. Come here. Let me tell you something. If Joe Burrow ain't playing for the Bengals for 3 months, he ain't playing for the season because they won't be in playoff contention by the time he comes back. So we'll see Joe Burrow next year. Hate to see it, but he should bounce back. That's bad news also for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They're two superstar receivers, both making a ton of money, over $100 million for both of them. Well-deserved. Get your bread, my boys. But it's going to be hard to have the same caliber of season that they were looking forward to without their star quarterback, Joe Burrow. That's also a matchup I was looking forward to between Jalen Johnson and Jamar Chase. Not going to happen. Jalen Johnson's likely not going to be available for said game, and now Joe Burrow is out. It's just not the same thing when the Bears get to Cincinnati. Shout out to Joe Burrow. Speedy recovery. Big game. Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl champ, Philadelphia Eagles, going back to play the Chiefs, who they beat in the Super Bowl. A lot of people talk about, revenge games. You cannot avenge a Super Bowl loss in a Week 2 game. They said the same thing last week about, that's not how this works, man. That's not how this works. Super Bowl is Super Bowl, Week 2 is Week 2. The result didn't really change. Eagles 20, Chiefs 17. That Chiefs team is just not, that might be over. That reign of supremacy might be over, right? Patrick Mahomes out there by himself, not a ton of weapons around him. Travis Kelce is a shell of his former self. He's now a billionaire, and he's chilling and doing his own thing. So I don't know if that Chiefs thing is going to get back on track. I'm certainly not saying they're done because they're 0-2 in the same way we say that the Bears are done because they're 0-2. They are the Chiefs. They do got 15 on their side. They got Andy Reid. Not burying the Chiefs by any means, but that mystique, that shine that they walk in with is getting a little dull right now. Cowboys at the Giants. Big game in the NFC East. The Cowboys and the Giants had a good game. They went to overtime. It was a shootout, 40-37. The Dallas Cowboys win. Couple big kicks by their field goal kicker at the end of regulation and at the end of overtime. The Cowboys outlast the New York Giants 40-37. Russell Wilson had himself a big day. Hell, anybody on offense had themselves a big day in this game. That's the only saving grace that I can look to for next week for the Bears. The Dallas Cowboys defense not playing good football. Maybe the Bears can win in the shootout because their defense isn't playing well either. I think Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens and those boys going to come to Chicago expecting to have another big day. We'll see if the Bears can spoil those plans. Last game. Monday Night Football, Tampa Bay Buccaneers down in Houston to play the Texans. Very, very good football game. Tampa Bay won it 20-19 on a last-minute drive. Shout out to that boy Baker Mayfield. He just keeps winning, man. He plays with that swagger. I don't know exactly what Baker Mayfield does so very well. Doesn't have a huge arm, not extremely athletic, but when it's time for him to make a play, he finds a way to make it. He made a couple of them last night. Buccaneers win it 20-19. They look like they're going to be a threat in the NFC all the way through. That is it for Around the League. That is also it for the Herb Howard Show, man. I'm so glad y'all checked in with me. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. My good brother Sadiq, Crystal, I see y'all in the chat. Thank y'all so very, very much for tuning in. Jay Grizz, I see you. Mac, see you as always. I appreciate y'all so much for checking in the show with the comments. We need those. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share on your way out. We'll be back Friday with a more detailed preview of the Bears-Cowboys game as the Bears will try to get off the snide, try to get a win. I'm looking at the schedule. I don't know where the next win coming from. The Raiders played last night. Bears go to Vegas in a couple weeks. Maybe they can get a win there. I don't even know about that. I don't think it's coming this weekend. That's just a little bit of a tease. We'll be back Friday previewing that Dallas Cowboys game. coming up. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Shout out to Pete doing all of the hard work behind the camera. Special thanks to Gino for giving me a sawbuck. Appreciate the time, my brother. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Herb Howard. This is the Herb Howard Show.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
Dame Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs. What's up? This is D Rose, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.